Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How have you guys been? I've missed you so much. I know I haven't posted in a while, but y'all, oh my goodness, so much has happened in my life, and I am choosing to say that it all has happened for me, and I've just been so grateful through the learning process. And I think I've learned my lessons. At least I hope that I have, because I don't want to do this again. Y'all know how life just be putting you through the same situation over and over and over again until you learn your lesson. And I'm like, immediately no, absolutely not, because that was just ghetto. I do not want to do this again. I know there'll be others, because that's just the beauty of life. You never stop learning and growing, but this particular one, no. So yeah, I came on here to share a couple of things with you guys, a couple of announcements that I have, and to also share my unpopular opinion on a specific matter. Okay, so first things first, call me grown. Okay, call me grown, because both of my humans are in grade school. Whoop whoop. I have a second grader and a kindergartner. Okay, you cannot tell me that I have not made it. Okay, I have made it. I am up there with the greats. Okay, no more daycare. Daycare where? Okay. Fun fact, I called my sister because I wanted to brag about like being grown, and my little sister, that is, she reminded me that she has an 11-year-old, and like she literally has a middle schooler, while I'm out here losing my mind over elementary school. But you know what? It's whatever. I will take my win, because both of my kids are in grade school. Another major milestone is that, oh my gosh, my daughter, that I simply just didn't birth, but I'm claiming her as my daughter. I just don't want the expenses. Like, she's very expensive. But yeah, my niece, my favorite young adult in this whole entire universe, graduated from high school. Oh my goodness, it seemed like yesterday she was born. Just yesterday she was born. And I was like an airhead walking around not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. And now look at us. She's a whole 18-year-old young adult, and I have significantly aged, okay? But I am so proud of her. She's going to be a college student. Oh my gosh, time flies. The other major life update is that I turned a new number this year, a new chapter. Oh my gosh, and I have to say that it's been an eye-opening experience to have turned this number. It's interesting, okay? The new life perspective you have when you hit this number is different, and that is all that I'm going to say on this matter, okay? Now, moving on to other things. While I have had all this time off dealing with life and being busy with, you know, kids' graduation, and like I was going through this particular little life situation, I needed to take some time off for myself. So while I wasn't posting on YouTube, I was heavily consuming YouTube, because I needed to like not think. So what I did was I went back to my favorite YouTuber, Bailey Sarian, and I started watching her content again, and I was just in that true crime world. And then Kendall Ray was suggested to me, and I ended up falling in love with her as well. So while I was sitting here consuming away, I started thinking like, what is wrong with these people? Like, what would make you want to do these miserable things to people and then unaliving them? I remember there's just one particular case that Bailey had covered, and it disturbed me so much that I decided to like do a deep dive on the dude. And oh my gosh, the stuff that I found out, I was baffled. It's not to excuse their behavior or anything, because there is no excuse for you to take someone else's life. I don't really care what you went through in yours. It does not give you the right to take someone else's away. But it does give you an insight on what could potentially make someone act a certain way. So I've decided that I'm going to like start posting these deep dives on my channel, because I've done a lot of them. Every time I watch a video, like either from Bailey or Kendall Ray, and because they always do talk about the person's background, but like I go in And so I've decided that I'm going to start posting these on my channel, and I hope that you guys like them, and I hope that you stick with me. Like, I'm not going to start diagnosing people. I'm not a doctor, but I will put all the information that I can gather on them and give my thoughts on what I think that they may have been dealing with mentally. Then you guys can give your opinion on whether or not you think they snapped, or can people really be born to be unalivers? I don't know. You will have to tell me what you think once I start posting those cases. Yeah, so that's that. And last but not least, I want to talk about this particular situation. Like, I know I'm late to the party, but I was hesitant to watch the movie because I saw a lot of negative comments on TikTok and like Instagram, and everybody was going in on Tyler Perry for like Divorcing the Black. So I was a little bit skeptical to watch it, but I have to say that I did finally make it around to watching it, and I am about to give my extremely unpopular opinion. Okay, so like I said, I've seen a lot of bad reviews of people being outraged about the movie. However, in my humble opinion, I do not think that the script was that far-fetched, that people would be this outraged over it. Okay, we said to Tyler Perry, get rid of the Medea storyline. He got rid of the Medea storyline. So my thing is, why are we out here so bothered that this man writes nonfiction? And yes, I am saying nonfiction in the sense that his projects mimic reality. They mimic real life scenarios, whether we like to admit it or not. You know, of course, they're a little bit more exaggerated because it's TV, so you have to bring the drama. But otherwise, it's basically reality, because ever since in the beginning of time, from way back when, the majority of these black men have always been miserable creatures to deal with. I can't speak on the people from the mountains of Caucasus because I don't know anything about their situation, but on this side of town, let me just say that the majority of black women are in struggle love relationship with these black men, and they're miserable for the most part. These men are dishonest, most of them are, and a lot of them are bums, and they have like 600 different baby mamas on you, and they treat you poorly because they're emotionally immature. On top of that, it already takes men a very long time to mature, like way later in their 40s, and some of them don't even get to cross over at all. They remain little a-holes who can never take accountability for their actions, and they keep treating women like shit for the rest of their lives. The reality is the majority of black relationships are miserable, mostly the women in them. The one thing a lot of us are good at is putting up a front. Like, almost all relationships will appear on the outside like they're good, that people are good, but a lot of times it's a front. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you don't have to like bring your problems to the world because no one cares. But that's the sad reality. Everybody is acting, everyone is putting up a front. So again, I say, why are we outraged that Tyler Perry writes the way that he writes when that's the reality in the black community? All these black men are out here acting a fool because of the narrative that men are not supposed to get help, when the majority of these black men are wounded little boys strapped in grown men's bodies. Tell me where you get the idea that this man is pulling these scripts from his ass. I saw a black dude on TikTok that was like losing his mind, and I'm like, where is Tyler Perry wrong? If y'all want him to stop writing like this, then stop being his inspiration. Okay? I said what I said. Now, if you want this man to write inspirational fiction stuff, just say that. But this man is writing about the rule and not the exception. Take Ava's friend, for example, in the movie. It appeared that her and her husband, okay, finally had it together, seemingly had a good relationship. Then what did we find out? That homeboy ended up cheating on her, and then homegirl was just like holding it together, having to patch a hole in her relationship because of infidelity. Okay, a lot of these black women are miserable in these black relationships, so miss me with the bull that this man is pulling this stuff from his ass, because he's not. Now, focusing on the Divorcing the Black specifically, I feel that Dallas should have been given a chance to get some help, okay? Especially after the bathroom scene when he admitted certain things to Ava that he had to do, because it's a very real thing again, that Dallas was dealing with his mom, who was in an abusive relationship because his dad was bidding on her, according to her, which probably was never even the case because the mom was toxic AF. And that's also a real thing in the Black community. The moms can be very toxic, and they use their sons as their little sidekicks or their husbands because they ended up raising these kids by themselves, which is why sometimes a lot of these men grow up to behave like tiny little girls trapped into grown men's bodies. No offense, y'all. So I felt like because he revealed that piece of information to us in the plot where Dallas admitted that to Eva, the trauma of having to take out his own dad, there should have been provisions made for Dallas to get some help instead of killing him off. Because it's not like he didn't want Ava, whatever her name is. It's not like he didn't want her. Dallas didn't hate her. And that's the other part. Again, in real life, these dudes may very well be head over heels in love with these Black women that they put through hell simply because they have a hard time dealing with their own demons and they refuse to get help. So I will say that part, I will agree with some of you in the sense that Tyler Perry could have left the nonfiction world a little bit and gone into the fiction world where he helped Dallas, because we were given way too much information for him not to have gotten help, as a lot of us expected. And the other thing that I will say that I agree with a lot of you on is that Tyler Perry copying the storyline from reality and pasting it onto the screen does not necessarily help the Black community. Although it would be wise for the majority of these Black men who are miserable human beings out there to look at the movies and be like, dang, is that what we do? Is that what we're out here doing, fellas? We need to do better. We need to take a look at ourselves and do better, because if this is what we're out here doing, it's not right. But then again, you know, most people are not able to like look at themselves and make the necessary changes. They would much rather whine, complain, be angry, be mad, and please blame, and all that good stuff. So yeah, there's that. But anyways, I said all this to say that Tyler Perry is not making these scenarios up entirely. And if the Black community, especially the man, want to see something different, then start showing something different. And if you want the man to write inspirational things, then just say that. But until then, leave Tyler Perry alone and let the man be great. But anyways, let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. But until then, I hope to see you guys in the comment section. Bye!